The ugly truth about the liberal media bias against Trump and his administration has been recently put on full display following the East Palestine derailment and toxic spill. I'm Gary Franchi, and I want you to keep up with the latest news. Tap subscribe and enable your notifications. Just when you thought the fake news circus couldn't sink any lower, Joe Scarborough and Jen Psaki plumbed to new deaths on the Morning Joe. According to Newsbusters reports, trying to spin things to Biden's advantage is one thing. It's another to outright lie, as Scarborough and Jen Psaki did on their Morning Joe program. Biden's former spokesperson, who is about to launch her own MSNBC show, was on the Morning Joe. In East Palestine, Ohio, Scarborough and Psaki blamed the Trump administration for the toxic derailment and spill. Watch.
We're here because of all of the deregulation of the train industry during the Trump administration, and because the train industry and train lobbyists spent almost $500 million over the course of a decade trying to prevent regulation that would make it safer, would make trains safer, right? And make this type of accident we saw last week, prevent this type of accident from happening. But a couple things I think are true. One, we saw from there, I think the president is a little bit defensive, right? I'm sure his team in the White House is like, there's no reason to be defensive. We've done a lot of stuff here, right? And that's because he's clearly frustrated about the critique. There's some good reason for that because of the deregulation, but there is also this thing hanging out there of why he hasn't gone yet, right? And so while he said he wasn't going to go, I'm a little, they evaluate that type of thing in a White House day by day. I suspect there's a reason he hasn't gone, but I wouldn't rule out him never going, because if it's still a problem at the end of this week, they're going to have to assess that.
Recently, Joe Biden flat out stated he would not be visiting the site of one of the worst ecological disasters in American history. Watch.
Ohio, are you planning to travel to East Palestine?
This time was not. I did a whole video. What the hell? Zoom. All I can every time I think of Zoom is that song in my generation. Who's zooming who? Let me answer the question. The answer is that I had a long meeting with my team and what they're doing. We were there 2 hours after the transit down. 2 hours. I've spoken with every single major figure in both Pennsylvania and in Ohio. And so the idea that we're not engaged is simply not there. And initially there was not a request for me to go out, even before I was heading over to speak. So keeping very close tabs on it.
Pete Buttigieg even refused comments on the situation and was on vacation when the accident occurred and refused to come back early to handle it. Watch.
Secretary, what do you have to say? Hi, how are you?
Good.
Jenny Chair at the Daily Caller News Foundation. What do you have to say to the folks in Ohio, East Palestine, who are suffering right now?
Well, I'd refer you to about a dozen interviews I've given today, and if you'd like to arrange a conversation, be sure to reach out to our press office, but I'm not going to have that conversation with you. Just walk
You
down
don't
the
have a
street
message
here.
for them?
I do, and I shared it with the press many times today. I'd refer you to those comments.
Would you mind sharing it with us?
No, I'm going to refer you to the comments that I made to the press because right now I'm taking some personal time and I'm walking down the street.
Are you going down there?
What's that?
Are you going down there at all?
Yeah, I am.
When are you going?
I'll share that when I'm ready.
Okay, thank you.
Can I get a photo of you? Even with our current president refusing to visit the scene of the horrific accident and mainstream media pushing propaganda and lies, some were willing to speak the truth when it came to where the place the actual blame. Daily Caller reports that former President Donald Trump cannot be held responsible for the East Palestine train derailment. That's according to Washington Post fact checker Glenn Kessler. And Kessler wrote that we decided to examine every possible regulatory change made under Trump that could be related to the accident and assess whether it could have made an impact. From our analysis, none of the regulatory changes made during the Trump administration at this point can be cited as contributing to the accident. Several possible ways Trump might have contributed to the derailment were presented and then debunked by Kessler. Kessler noted that while the Trump administration did repeal the rule on electronically controlled pneumatic brakes, the Biden administration did not attempt to reinstate it. Furthermore, Kessler argued that those brakes wouldn't have helped since the train had already derailed by the time the crew activated its emergency braking system. The chair of the National Transportation Safety Board, Jennifer Homendy, also rejected allegations that Trump was accountable, explaining on CNN and Twitter that the pneumatic brakes would not have prevented the derailment. While Biden refuses to head to Ohio to see the impact on the ground of this ecological disaster, Trump had no such hesitation. While visiting the people of East Palestine, Trump smashed the Biden administration's response to that disaster. Watch.
To the people of East Palestine and to the nearby communities in Ohio and Pennsylvania, we have told you loud and clear, you are not forgotten. You are not forgotten. We stand with you, we pray for you, and we will stay with you in your fight to help answer, and the accountability that you deserve. We'll have that accountability. It'll all be out there very clearly. Over the past few weeks, the community has shown the tough and resilient heart of America, and that's what it is. This is really America right here. We're standing in America. Unfortunately, as you know, in too many cases, your goodness and perseverance were met with indifference and betrayal in some cases. What this community needs now are not excuses and all of the other things you've been hearing, but answers and results, and that's what I think you're going to say. See, I sincerely hope that when your representatives and all of the politicians get here, including Biden, they get back from touring Ukraine, that he's got some money left over.
Money left over. Claiming the toxic spill in East Palestine, Ohio was somehow due to deregulation under Trump is not only irresponsible and downright wrong, it's actually a cover-up of corporate greed and payoffs where not even our own planet is safe when profit comes before people. It's been said that truths can be stranger than fiction, but not in this case. It would take a scriptwriter from a bad conspiracy movie to come up with something as absurd. Trump is not cheap. We've already seen what lies can do when unchecked corporate monsters are allowed to reign free. There should not be another toxic wasteland in their wake. Let's continue the conversation in the comments below. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi. Thank you for watching that report. We're pleased to announce that gold will be the best investment class in 2023 on behalf of Noble Gold Investments. If you'd invested in Bitcoin a year ago, you'd have lost over 65% of your money. It's true that gold has outperformed them all in 2022, and silver is not far behind. So now is the time to join the thousands of others by investing in a gold IRA or a silver IRA through Noble Gold Investments. And you can get a free 1/4 ounce American Gold Eagle coin with every qualified IRA of $50,000 or more if you get in before the end of the month. It's hard to go wrong with Noble Gold Investments because of their thousands of 5-star reviews. You just can't go wrong. Hit the link by tapping more in the description below. We'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi.
You possess the power to impact the global narrative. Please share this report. And to get more videos like this, become a Next News subscriber by clicking the link below. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.